Ah, yes. No summer resort vacation trip will be complete without the legendary volleyball tournament. Everybody was trying to compete for the Big Kahuna trophy they had going on at the resort. And it was a nice thing to see people watch and play their little games. Yes, me personally speaking, I just wanted to just chill by the beach side and just soak up some rays and, just enjoy the lightheartedness of the serene atmosphere, which continued up until the upcoming night when some stuff happened. Here goes. Lizzie, I'm glad you invited both Fidelia and myself to this amazing resort. It was really nice to catch up like old times before John Doe Cliff or whatever his name changed everything.
Well, it's the least we could do after all the things both you and your team did for not just the agency or Esteban, but possibly the entire world. The gray suits to this day are seething with jealousy after they saw how successful both you and your team became after your global recognition and victory against the Hero Slayers. They were beside themselves.
Oh, the sweet irony. I honestly stopped thinking about those clowns ages ago. That was a chapter in my life that quickly ended once we started to get situated in Esteban. But let's not talk about them. They're past the point of irrelevant at this point in the story. Since then, we've been going on higher level missions like getting rid of the corruption that took place in Avalon. Did you all hear about that?
Yes, that was a last-second entry as a mission. The news about the previous Queen of Avalon being a corrupt, artificial intelligence was a shock to the whole world. Science fiction couldn't have thought of a better plot than that.
Well, technically speaking, science fiction writers could write a better plot than that.
Still, it's great news that both King Sigma and Queen Arya are now the future of Avalon's hope and prosperity.
My goodness, you're actually right, Lizzie. Both Sigma and Arya are now the King and Queen of Avalon, and I finally realized that now. Amazing. I was so familiar with the two that I just saw them as a pair of lovebirds ready to experience life together. I didn't see them as the current rulers of Avalon.
Wow. It's remarkable how your team ended up getting all the fun missions and started growing in popularity throughout Zestria.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call them fun. Our team risked our lives on multiple occasions and hoped that things work well for us. I wouldn't recommend anyone making that kind of wager.
What's that noise outside?
Yes, the perfect specimen. You'll do nicely.
What are you? What do you want?
Teresa gets abducted by an alien creature of all things.
Yes, this is absolutely splendid. You managed to capture one of the mage hero's friends. I'd love to see their powers at work. More specifically, I'd love to see that fairy's power at work. I find her quite exquisite.
Pardon my ignorance, but why are you interested in this fairy of all things? Is there something unique about her?
Of course, there is. She's the direct descendant of the Crusader Titania. She's practically the walking personification of her power. The fairy's essence alone is enough to power the artifacts we've collected throughout Zestria. Just think, with her power alone, humanity will be eating out of the palm of our hands. Then at long last, our influence can spread throughout the entire world.
That's quite the insightful goal. This fairy must truly be a valuable part of our agenda.
Precisely. We have to put on a good show for our guests. After all, the first impression is a lasting one. Let's get the stage, actors and audience prepared for our little performance, shall we?
Yes, it shall be done.
Meanwhile,
Phew, that was a relief.
Justin, there you are. We can't find Teresa anywhere. I thought she'd be here with Lizzie at least.
Samir, is everything all right? What about Teresa? She was just here a moment ago. She stepped out for something. That's crazy.
This isn't good. Why now of all times? This was supposed to be our time to relax and chill from work. And now, this?
It's unfortunate, but we're going to pause everything and find Teresa above all else.
Don't worry. I'll grab Fidelia and we'll go look for her. My partner can track down people from just their scent alone. Which shouldn't be too hard considering the loud perfume she was wearing.
Right? Serious matter at stake. My apologies.
So check this out. I told Fidelia about the situation and then she followed the scent. She said it came from aliens that kidnapped her. I mean, like, seriously? Aliens? I mean, the things that abduct cows and wants to experiment on people and creatures and stuff? You know, with the big heads and the big black eyes and weird stuff? Okay. So we followed her and this is what we found. Goodness gracious, is that thing for real? I've never seen a real-life UFO crash site, especially on an island resort of all places. Are you sure Teresa's in that spacecraft up ahead?
Believe me, I wanted to deny that possibility myself. However, the loud perfume she wears led directly to this place. In fact, the scent is literally fuming from inside the UFO.
Alright, seriously. My partner's choice of fragrance isn't that loud.
See? Even her own partner, Lizzie, admits that Teresa wears loud perfume. So loud that it attracts men from outer space to kidnap and try to impregnate her. Tisk tisk.
Gross. Don't even try to joke about that. If that was really the case, your little comment wouldn't be so funny, now would it?
Ooh, yeah, you're right. That was quite the untimely thing to joke about.
I just got a clear reading on my scanner. It appears that no other entity save Teresa are inside the spacecraft. This should be a quick grab and go.
Awesome. Thanks for being so efficient, Samir. The less aliens we have to deal with, the better.
Well, it's always a pleasure. Being a tech geek is kinda my thing.
Inside the spacecraft.
Okay, this place is massively larger inside than what we saw on the outside. Why, it's almost big enough for us to get lost in here trying to find Teresa. Which corridor should we take?
The right corridor carries her scent the strongest. If we follow her scent, we shouldn't get lost in here.
Great. So, now Teresa's scent serves as a makeshift GPS to lead us directly to her location. You all are really making me feel bad about giving her a perfume I personally made for her.
Whoa, you made that for her? Impressive. It's nothing to feel bad about. This just shows that your friendship is real and that Teresa values the gift you made for her.
Really? Thanks. I'll be sure not to make the fragrance as strong as this one next time.
That's the spirit, Lizzie. Glad to see you take constructive criticism. However, little did we know the aliens found out that they had some unwanted guests in their mothership.
Teresa. It's you. Hey, what's gotten into you? Why aren't you responding?
It's no use, Lizzie. I can detect Teresa's vital signs and there's something off-putting about them. It's as if the aliens have put Teresa in a state of suspended animation, preventing her from gaining consciousness.
What? How's that possible? You're the legendary Sun Maiden, Fidelia. Don't you have the ability to awaken Teresa?
I'll certainly try.
I wouldn't advise that, actually. I'm afraid that I can't allow you all to leave with our newest specimen just yet. We still have to run a few tests on her.
Goodness, Samir, I thought you said Teresa was the only person inside the spacecraft.
Oh, he was telling the truth. Our devices immediately alerted us of intruders entering our ship, so we couldn't help but stop by and take a look at our newest volunteer specimen.
Yeah, I can't speak for the others, but I didn't volunteer to be anyone's specimen tonight. We're just here for Teresa.
Yes. So if you could be so kind, awaken our friend from her hibernation and we'll be gladly on our way.
My, aren't you brazen? I'm afraid you're going to fight against us, if you intend to disrupt our research.
Well, you're disrupting our summer vacation with your untimely research. If you resist, we'll show no mercy. And so, the clash began.
And so we had to deal with a band of wacky aliens that kept generating from this slime on the ceiling or walls or ectoplasmic glue or ectoplasmic glue, whatever you call it. It wasn't the most savory sight to behold. But regardless, these creatures were far more formidable than we thought. They could actually do well in hand-to-hand combat. However, that is just one thing after another, it seems.